Oh boy. I guess there's a new little sound for when you start recording. So good morning everyone, welcome. We're going to get our class started right away here and we'll start with chanting. So let's join together. You just find a comfortable seat to start and or you can lay down if that's more comfortable for you this morning. And this is a chant called I Am the Sky. When you chant, maybe just imagine that you're expanding to be as vast as the sky. Sky Mother, I am the sky. I am the vast blue ocean of sky. I am a little drop of the sky, frozen sky, frozen sky. Sky Mother, I am the sky. I am the sky Mother, I am the sky. I am the vast blue ocean of sky. I am a little drop of the sky, frozen sky, frozen sky. Sky Mother, I am the sky. I am the vast blue ocean of sky. I am a little drop of the sky, frozen sky, frozen sky. So wherever you are, in whatever position, let the arms extend out nice and wide. Open and close the hands a few times. Circle into the wrists. Reach the arms up overhead. You can interlace the fingers and press the palms away from the crown of the head. A little reaching from one side to the other. Good. Let the arms wave back down by the hips. And we'll just restart the process again. So opening out, waking up the fingers, circling in the wrists, reaching up overhead, even interlacing the fingers. Good. If you're lying down, pointing your toes. And let's join the hands out in front of the body here, so in front of the heart. We're going to take a double inhalation and tense the arms apart. And relax them forwards. You're you're tensing gradually, everything's nice and smooth. One more time. Good. You can drop the hands down and sweep them up and around. And exhale right into the center of the heart in prayer position. Let's set an intention for our class today, sitting tall in our spine. If you're lying down, join us together. Bring our awareness to the point between the two eyebrows, gently gazing upward and outward, and set an intention for your practice. What is your soul yearning for this morning? When you've finished with your prayer, you can inhale and lift the hands up above your head and just part the arms and release all that energy. And exhale, let the hands come down. We'll slowly open the eyes to start our practice. So let's release our feet out in front of us. We're going to start with a boat position. So you can take your feet close together, knees close, and hold onto the backs of your thighs. And you're just going to gently draw back and keep the heart really lifted here. Good, nice deep breathing for a few rounds. If you feel to lift the toes, you can. Just get the spine nice and long. Alright, so let's release here and just set our hands down and wave the knees side to side. We're going to continue with this position. Just really open the body up with it. The spine to relax a little. Good. And the next time you come into the boat pose, as you inhale, recline, just imagine that there's a wave of energy rising up your spine, right into the skull. If you feel to lift the toes, if you feel to lift the feet, nice steady breath here, keep the heart lifted. And then you decide when you're ready to release. Feet come down, hands come down, knees wave side to side. Good. The affirmation for boat pose: within my every breath is infinite power. So when you come in, support the position with your breath. And really affirming, within my every breath is infinite power. If you don't need your hands, release the hands and use the strength of the belly. Just be very mindful of your lower spine. Good. Within my every breath is infinite power. Hold on when you need to. And finally, release when you're ready to. Knees can come side to side. Good. Final round, and this will be the deepest expression that our body's for this early in the practice. So again, you can just hold onto your legs and sit up nice and tall. This is a great way to start. If you feel that you can roll up onto the heels and recline a little, or maybe lift the feet. Some of us can lift the feet a little higher. Just be mindful. You can wake up the toes here. And if you don't need to compromise in your lower spine, you can release your hands. If you find your lower spine releasing, go ahead and come back out. Beautiful. Knees come side to side a couple of times. Awesome. Alright, so we'll continue on here. Knees stay bent. We're going to do, I guess what's called a front stretching pose. And you can do it with knees bent by lifting your hips. So you really want to focus on your pelvis lifting. That's the point that's going to go nice and tall. Good. And then you can come down if you need to. It can be nice to point one of the legs and then the other side. Just make sure everything's working. Open and close the leg. You can do it with bent knees, or you can extend both legs nice and long. So in either case, we're lifting from the region of our sacrum. Nice strong position. The affirmation: with a burst of energy, I rise to greet the world. Good. Hold steady as long as you can and come down before the body reaches its maximum expression. Good. Take the feet back into the earth and wave the knees side to side. Alright, and we'll do front stretching pose one more time. Before we come into the position, take your feet nice and wide so that you can free your hands, and we're going to rub our hands. And you're just going to rub on the wrists. So get some heat in the wrists so that they're not feeling stiff or neglected. Good, and then take the hands into fists and circle the hands around. Just get everything nice and relaxed. Great for people that are on keyboards all the time. Good, and then exhale, push the hands away and drop the chin down. You ready to come back? We'll go ahead and come back to center. So knees can be bent or the feet can be extended long. In either case, we're inhaling and rising up. Does not matter how high you get in this pose. Good, nice, steady breath. With a burst of energy, I rise to greet the world. And slowly coming down. We're going to come right into a forward folding position. So release the head and the neck. You can rub along the legs if you'd like, if it helps the knees to release. You might find it helpful to lift and lower the chin just to get into the position that's most comfortable, and then finally the chin will drop. And maybe for the final exhalation, you let the hands reach as far out as they can go. And then inhale, come right back up to center. So we're going to take one knee up in towards the chest. And you can step that leg over. We'll keep the other leg extended long. You can wrap your arm. In this case, we have our left arm wrapping. We'll turn our heart out to the side. Good. Nice, steady breath here. We're tuning into a different energy in this posture, one of radiance in the heart. The affirmation: I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Perhaps on the final exhalation, then you can start to slowly unwind the body. Okay, we're going to unstep that foot and place it down onto the ground, knee coming down to follow. You can roll the foot of your extended leg down, and then we'll slowly lift up. And we're setting for a side plank position. So just go ahead and reach and really expand the body here. If you'd like to wave the top arm to open up the shoulder, stimulate the heart, you can wave the arm around. Reaching behind you can create a nice experience as well. Good. And then we slowly lower down just as we arrived. We're going to draw ourselves back to center for a few moments and sit tall in our spine. Take a moment to close your eyes. To really enjoy the effects of the practice, even if they're temporarily uncomfortable. Lift all of your sense of awareness to the point between your two eyebrows. Good, and then you can release when you feel ready to. So we're going to come and do the other side here. We're just taking our, left foot this time and stepping over. You're going to wrap around the front leg and turn your heart to the side. And keep the toes flexed on your extended leg, or you can let them point or just be relaxed, your choice. The most important, if you have the ability to do so, is to let your heart draw forwards and up, and let the chin bow back towards the throat. You can look over your back shoulder if you'd like. In this posture, we're lifting the energy at least to the region of the heart, inwardly affirming, I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. When you're ready to release, just let go with the front arm here on your knee. We're going to set that leg out to the side. The backhand can stay the same the whole time. Fold the toes of the right leg or right foot down to the ground and lift into the support of your knee into side plank position. And just take a few circles with the arm. If you want to go a little further in the position and you know how to, you're welcome. Good. As we're moving any part of the body, you're encouraged to fill that part of the body with your awareness. So it's not sort of like an empty coat sleeve circling, but you're extending yourself into the whole body. You're ready to lower down. Exhale to slide the knee out of the way, come back to center. Good. We're going to fold the knees underneath and take right to child's pose for a rest for just a moment or so. So let the head come down, arms extend out long. Good. Let's come to a point of complete rest, however deep that might be available for us today. And see if you can find that point within yourself, between the activity of the mind and the inertia of the lower mind. We're finding a place that's above, that's wakeful. You can walk your hands over to one side to get the side body stretching a little bit. Try looking under your arm, the armpit behind you. And then walking over to the other side when you feel ready. Just a moment of extension here. We're not spending very much time. And when you feel ready, you can roll right up into the cat position. So rounding the back and looking to the left. And we'll just come back and forth between sitting into child's pose, sliding into cow position, and then back towards child's pose and rolling up into cat. can be very helpful to try smiling as you practice to help loosen up any seriousness that might be trapped in the body. If you feel to stop at the top of one of the positions and pause for a moment, you can even hold the breath in or hold the breath out. We are going to come up onto the knees just for a moment, and then we'll take away from the kneeling positions. Knees are rather close together, as close as is natural for your body. When you're ready to rise, palms face up. Inhale and lift them up the body. Feel that you're lifting all of your energy. Awareness in the hands. Slowly let them reveal back and down. Good. 2 times like this. And the last time, we'll settle hands down as we inhale up and around. Exhale, settle them right onto the lower back. Fingers reaching down over the glutes, so you're right on the top ridge of your hips. You're going to squeeze your elbows and your shoulders together and lift your heart. The affirmation with calm faith, I open to thy light. With calm faith, I open to thy light. If you particularly love this pose and you'd like to stay longer, feel free. If your body's ready to come down, you just slide the hands out of the way. And it can be helpful to just take a moment to press off of the ground and look to the lap. And then you can come back and through. If you need a moment to rest, please do so. But otherwise, we're going to go ahead and continue in our practice by pressing up onto our feet and walking ourselves back towards the feet on your hands, and then walking yourself up the body until you're standing. Nice gradual transition. And when you get there, reach the arms out nice and wide, like you're pushing between 2 panes of glass. Good. Let's take a deep breath and we'll sweep the hands up. Come onto the tips of the toes. And exhale, let the hands come down into the heart. Good. So we're going to send our hands in a little fist, little bend of the knees. We're going to inhale out. Exhale forward. Double inhale up. Double exhale down. Good. So we tense out as we inhale. Tense forwards, relax in. Tense up, relax down. So tense out, relax in. Tense forward, relax in. Tense up. Good. And with the affirmation, I'm positive. I'm energetic. I'm enthusiastic. I am positive. I am energetic. Enthusiastic. A little faster. Positive. Energetic, enthusiastic, positive, energetic, enthusiastic, positive, energetic, enthusiastic, positive, energetic, enthusiastic. Oh, that's great. All right. Let's just take a moment to soak that in. All right, beautiful. We'll take feet close together here. And we'll set our right hand onto our hip and inhale and send the left arm up overhead. Palm side is facing down as you reach up and over. If it's challenging to keep your shoulder in that position, just hold your heart. What we're doing here is creating a nice crescent shape with the spine, like the crescent moon. Good. The affirmation, strength and courage fill my body cells. Strength and courage fill my body cells. You're ready to wave to the other side. Let it be nice and smooth. Hand coming down to the hip. Opposite side coming around. Good. If you notice your heart's closing to the earth, just go ahead and open your heart up towards the sky. might like to visualize inwardly strength in all of your cells. Strength and courage fill my body cells. When you're ready to come up, just go ahead and release the arms down. We're going to go ahead right away and step back onto our right foot. Just a little step, slight bend of the front knee. Let's inhale and sweep the arms up overhead and with a nice bending of the spine. So you're creating a nice back bend here. Good. Relax your shoulders down. Palms facing each other above the head. The affirmation, I am free, I am free. I am free, I am free. Ready to release. Just inhale to step through the position. Hands come into the heart. Let's exhale and slide the hands down the legs, round the back as you lean forwards into a forward folding position. You can inhale and lift halfway. This means to push off of your thighs with your palms and lengthen the spine. Spine isn't rounding, but we're actually letting the heart lead through the position, and then you exhale to come back down. You can roll up the spine if your spine feels healthy and safe. Otherwise, bend the knees, drop the hips, and press off of your thighs and stand up through your spine. Good. Let's step right away with left foot back and behind us. A little bend in the front knee, and inhale and reach the arms up overhead, and then settle the shoulders down. Keep spreading your awareness into every part of your body. So it's all the way down into the toes, integrated through the legs and through the spine, right up through the arms and even into the head. Inwardly affirming, I am free, I am free. I am free. I am free. Let a final deep exhalation come out of the body. When you finish that exhalation, the inhale finds you stepping through, hands come into prayer position. We're going to step our feet nice and wide. And we're going to take our forward fold this way. It can be helpful when you're folding forward to point your toes a little inwards, a little inversion here, and then gently release yourself. The affirmation, I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. Could be a great time to stretch muscles in the face, so you can sort of roll the lips around, you can squish the eyes closed, or move the nose around, wrinkle the forehead. Now, each of us has a different lifespan in this pose, and when you feel that you're ready to come up, just use the support of your thighs and press off of your thighs. If you'd like to stay longer, you stay longer. Now, very careful when you come up, just take a moment, hold onto your thighs, squeeze your hips, squeeze your thighs if you feel any lightheadedness, and then we'll just kind of heel toe back in so we're all safe. Good. And if you'd like, you can inhale the arms up and around, circulating back into the heart. So let's let all that integrate in a few moments of rest at the spiritual eye, the point between your two eyebrows. Imagine your whole body is becoming the sky. I am the sky, Mother. I am the sky. I am the vast blue ocean of sky. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. You're ready to slowly open the eyes. We'll come back. We'll make our way into our final standing positions of Warrior 2 to start, and we'll move into Warrior 1 after. So widening your stance and keeping a nice deep bend in the front knee, not over the ankle, but just above it. Good. And make sure the spine is long and the legs are integrated. Let's inhale and wave the arms up and lengthen. Good, and then exhale and extend the arms out, palms facing up. And you can gaze over the front palm if you'd like. It can also be helpful to gaze over the back palm just to make sure that we're not waving our arm out to the side. And it's subtle, but you may be able to get a sense of lifting up through the navel, through the solar plexus, and letting that energy spill out through the heart. This can really transform the position. The affirmation, I joyfully manifest the power of the divine. I joyfully manifest the power of the divine. Now you choose when the arms are ready to come down. You can let them come down towards the hips. You can bring them up into the heart even if you'd like. But whenever you're ready, we'll take a big step or maybe several steps all the way back up. Good. All right, let's take a reset. Let the knees bend. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Release the full head and neck. Let the whole shape relax. Inhale, you can lift halfway by pressing off of your thighs or your knees. Spine is long, heart open. Exhale, relaxing down. We're going to roll up the spine. Beautiful. When you arrive, roll the shoulders down and out of the way. Beautiful, regal heart. And when you're prepared to, you send your opposite foot. This time is left foot if you're following along with me. Get nice and wide, stable. And we're pushing through the feet, but we're also drawing up in through the thighs. So let's use the hands to symbolize that inward integration. Inhaling. Lift up through the spine, relax the shoulders, and then spread that energy out through the heart. These postures, when they're supported by energy, have a much different feel. Good. And you're gazing over your front palm. And keep the river of energy flowing in the body by allowing breath to circulate. I joyfully manifest the power of the divine. I joyfully manifest the power of the divine. Ready to release, hands slowly turn down. You can draw them up into the heart for a moment. When you're ready, we'll just turn to the front and take our step forwards, or several steps, however many you need. Good. Let's bend forwards for a moment. Just bend the knees and rub the knees. Get these knees happy. And then go down the legs a little bit more. You can rub the backs of your legs, your backs of your thighs. Let the head come down. little tapping if you'd like with soft fists. If anyone can reach their lower back, you can do little circles on your lower back. Alright, my friends, we're coming all the way down to the ground, so you can touch your hands down by bending the knees so deep that they can reach, and you're going to walk your feet behind you. So you may come right down, or you can come through downward facing dog. So if you need to, you come down and rest, but otherwise we're in downward facing dog for a few moments. And if you'd like, step your big toes together. We're going to send our right foot reaching up behind us. So if you can go an inch, great. If you can go all the way to the sky, wonderful. And we're going to step that knee all the way up in between the hands. And we're going to sweep the ankle up off to the side and drop our hips down. This is Pigeon Pose. So let me just say, if that's inaccessible to your body, come right onto your back and just hug your knee in towards your chest. Or you can even do the figure 4 pose, sending the foot over the knee. Good. So for those of us in pigeon position, take the hands nice and wide and press off of your hands to create an arch in the spine. The affirmation, I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. And when you feel to, you can lower down into the resting phase of the position where you're maybe coming just to drop the head. Some of us can come down onto forearms. Careful not to clench in your jaw. If the sensation is strong, sometimes we transfer that to holding tension in other parts of the body. It could be in your shoulders, it could be in your feet. So just be mindful as you're resting that you're allowing the whole body to rest. We'll take a longer rest in a few moments in our practice, but for now, let's press up onto our hands. Come back to the active aspect of the position. Shoulders are relaxed. Try pulling on the heels of the hands and draw the heart forwards. Elbows can bend slightly. When you're ready to leave, toes tuck under behind you. Lift the knee, then the hips, and onto the hands, and step yourself back and through. We'll come right into downward facing dog again. You can always come into child's pose. And when you're ready, the right foot's going up into the sky this time. It can go as far back as you'd like. You can go all the way up if that's available. And we're stepping up and through. So it's pigeon pose on the other side. If you're swinging your ankle out to the side, just keep your toes flexed so your knee is not twisting. And then lower the hips down in whatever way you're ready to. Good. Take hands nice and broad and stay in the active phase. And if you notice you're creating a cave with your heart or your shoulders are up by your ears, try lowering down, keeping a little bend in the elbows, roll the shoulders down and back, and then peel up into the position. This should help. Good, and looking right through the spiritual eye, repeat the affirmation. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. ready to give the spine a rest, your arms a rest, you can start to lower yourself forwards in some way and relax down. Sometimes it's helpful to take your fists and stack them one on top of the other, and you can rest your forehead on this. Even as you're in the resting position, let the awareness keep growing within you. Distraction, idle thinking are like little holes in your boat over the ocean of discomfort. When you're ready to rise, do so slowly and gradually until you find yourself back in the active phase. And shore up in the back leg a little here, pointing the toes if they're released. You can pull on the heels of the hands slightly and draw the heart forward. Okay, we'll release the pose by drawing the heart down, tuck the back toes underneath, lift the knee, lift the hips, and then step your way back and through. So we're in downward facing dog. You can take a little pedal of your legs if you need to. Pressing out of the hands, specifically the top of your hands, fingertips. And we're coming onto our backs from this position, so if you'd like, you can walk your feet all the way up towards your hands and take a bend of your knees, and then walk your hands behind you and release down and around. And we're coming down onto our backs. So if you'd like, you can leave your knees bent and let them wave side to side, just to get everything to release in your spine. Beautiful. Okay, my friends, we are going to spend some time working on the abdomen, and this is a great way to stimulate some of the inner fire in our body. So you can take your knees up in towards your chest, and we're going to take our hands and make little fists, and you're going to tuck them underneath your hips. So not that you're sitting totally on top of, but think of your hands like a little triangle wedge, and they're seated right there. You're going to extend your legs up into the sky. Nice steady breath here. Now if you can, release the hands into flat hands, okay? So you have flat hands, legs still extended. Good. We're going to, on an inhalation, point the toes and imagine that you're reaching your feet away from the base of your body. Good, and then exhale, curl the toes and come right back. So this is a simple leg lift. You can go just a couple hours on the clock. You can try going all the way to, let's call it 9 o'clock. So just choose whatever you feel is right. Remember, it's the inhale that takes you lengthening outward, and the exhale is where we draw all of that energy back in and we lift the legs back up. Now it's very helpful to take the muscles of your belly and push them down and in, so your lower back is actually nearly pressing into the ground on this position. Good. Very important to respect your need to rest. And when you feel like you've done enough, you just take the knees bending right back in towards the chest. And quite important here, take a few moments just to roll side to side. We don't want the spine to be locking up or becoming defensive or protective. Then take the feet down onto the ground and let the knees now find their waving side to side. Now if you want to engage in the abdominals even more, you feel like you're ready for a little more, you can hover your feet, knees are bent, take the arms out nice and wide and just drift with the knees side to side. It's important to state here that the spine, if it has sustained injury before, may be very sensitive to these types of movements. So it's up to you to take care of your body and to practice non-violence in our practice. So the next position can be substituted with just doing a bridge pose, which would be both feet on the ground. We'll lift the hips. So you're welcome to stay here for a few moments. When you're in bridge pose, you are pressing off of your feet onto your upper back. No weight is on the neck, just the upper back. So you can remain here for as long as you'd like. Some of us may choose to come into a full inversion. And if you'd like to, just take a look before you attempt it yourself. You might learn something a little new that's helpful. You can plug your elbows into the ground. Pushing off of your elbows, wave your feet over your face and lift your hips up into your hands. Holding on to your hips, let your feet release into a position that you can sustain. The further the feet are over supportive hands and elbows, the more pressure is on the arms. And the further they're over the face, the more pressure on the upper spine. So just be mindful and look for a place that's neutral and restful. The affirmation for our inversion: awake my sleeping powers, awake. We're calling to our innermost potential. Awake my sleeping powers, awake. Awake my sleeping powers, awake. Come down when you need to. It can be beneficial to stay longer, only if it feels supported in your own body. For those of us coming down, you bend the knees towards the chest, release the hands, and relax down. Good. You can touch the feet down to the ground and wave the knees side to side as a way to just create a final relaxation in the spine. And for the next, I'd say about 5 or 6 minutes, we're going to just freely express in the body. So if you like twisting, now's a good time to maybe let the knees fall one side or the other. But even beyond recommendations, this is a time to close your eyes, to tune into your body, and to forget about any particular posture, and to just express your body in a way that liberates inner tension, inner tiredness. for you could also be taking a long, deep rest. The invitation wherever you are is to bring your attention ever more fully to the point between your two eyebrows. Even while resting, to remain wakeful, and while active, to remain calm. We are cultivating awakened silence. So we are going to take a nice long rest, finding your final resting position, either lying down on the back or taking a seated meditation pose. Take your time gradually coming to this point. Let's take some time to gradually come back to our bodies before even moving. Enjoying moments just to be perfectly still and feeling the deep rest in your body and in your mind, in your heart. Now is a great time to affirm deeply at the point between the two eyebrows. I am joyful, I am free. I am joyful, I am free. And extend your arms out even and start waking into the physical body. Opening, closing hands, reaching above the head along the earth. Whatever way feels most natural for you to gradually wake back into the body. Sometimes it's nice to take one knee up towards the chest. And give it a little hug and a little rocking, and you might exchange legs in time. And then maybe drawing both knees into the chest with a little rocking side to side. Eventually coming all the way on to one side of the body and resting there. Just curled up on your side, maybe holding your head, holding your heart. With the eyes closed and all of your attention inward drawn. You can remain here for as long as you'd like. Though when you feel prepared to rise, we're all going to join into a seated posture. And we're going to enjoy the last several minutes of our class meditating together. And I'll walk us through this practice, very simple. So the legs are crossing, spine is nice and long. Face the palms up on the lap, just resting them comfortably. Create a little bit of a pinch point between your shoulder blades behind your heart, so that you're actively letting the heart draw forwards and upwards. Close the eyes. And we'll gently, rising with the inhalation, bring all the attention to the point between the two eyebrows, and as you exhale, leave it there. If you'd like, you can tap on this point to really help you get your sense of attention there. We'll let the breath flow in and out of the body as naturally as it would of its own accord. And for the next several moments, just let yourself be perfectly indifferent with anything that's going on outside of you. Let all of your attention be firmly anchored in the interior of your body and your mind. It'll take about maybe 3 minutes like this. Just gently join the hands together in front of the heart. We'll close with healing prayers, calling someone into mind that could benefit from the healing divine light that flows through us. And whoever this person is, visualize them and see them bathed in that holy light, surrounding their body, suffusing all of the cells, entering into their mind, and deep into their soul. Say a prayer in the language of your own heart within, sincerely wishing them whatever it is that you wish for them. You're welcome to join along with the prayer here. Divine Mother, Thou art omnipresent, Thou art in all Thy children. Thou art in these beloved souls we've mentioned here today. Manifest Thy healing presence in their body, mind, and souls. And rub the palms together. And then let this divine healing flow through you, separating the palms of Om 3 times. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste, everyone, and thank you so much for sharing your practice this morning and for joining us outside in this wonderful environment. Just to let you know, there's a little bit of a stop recording woman that's going to come on for a moment here, just so nobody's shocked. Here she comes.